Chair. I will move to place in the name of James A. Duggan to be offered the position of manager of the town of Drake.
Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Okay, and any further discussion?
On the motion, Madam Chair, Mr. Duggan would come to our town from the city of Gloucester, where he is the Chief Administrative Officer. He's done numerous work in that town for the last, since I think it was 2008, I believe. Joe? 2008, he's been there as the Chief Administrative Officer for the city, and he has been integrally involved in economic development. He's been integrally involved in improving the bond rating in that town, as well as stabilizing the infrastructure of the city. He will come here with a great enthusiasm to expand economic development, as well as be a fiscal conservative in many of the areas that I'm sure the board and our community is used to. It's my pleasure to make that nomination tonight. One of the biggest things he has on there, besides the economic development piece, is that he has been a grant writer. We've had on our agenda the possibility of getting a grant writer for our town. I think that's something that he will be able to try to attain in his tenure here. And I hope that we get this full support of the board.
Second is, I think every one of us here has either made a trip down, they've been on the phone calls with, telephone with the mayor and all the different department heads. And everything, all the feedback has been excellent. Even the mayor, I guess the mayor brought him up in '08, and the city at that time was in a lot of turmoil with different departments, closure of stations and stuff. And they've really turned that around. And like the mayor said, she said that, she really hates to lose him, but in all reality, he is ready for the next step, and the next step would be the manager somewhere. And I got that feeling. I mean, when we had our interviews, the guy, he's got a lot, I think he's got a lot going for him. I think he communicates very well with everybody. I think he has a lot of vision. And I think the vision was a big thing to me, that's what we're looking for. Different projects. I guess he'll set the goals, like he said, he will set goals for himself. And I from what I'm hearing from everybody down in Gloucester, he follows through. And it's the same, they say, if you tell him you're going to do something, you need to do it, he'll hold you to it, but at the same token, if you're having a problem with it, he's there to help you with them. I don't think you're going to ask much more at this point. That's why he's my choice.
Madam Chair. I spent Thursday on the phone for maybe an hour and a half, speaking to all the department heads in Gloucester. And resoundingly, I got nothing but positive response. So Friday, I went out there and I specifically wanted to go and speak to the town employees, because it's important to me that the town employees, that they were treated fairly, and they have an amount of respect for the gentleman. And so I went to each department and spoke to every employee that I could get to speak to, and everyone, to a man or woman, said nothing but positive things about him. I had a couple of people say, I wish I could make up something negative about him because we'd hate to lose him. And it seemed to be a resounding statement and the general feeling altogether. So I'm extremely happy that he at least will be, I think, offered the job after tonight, and we'll go from there. That's all I got to say.
Madam Chair, my choice and recommendation to the board, as well as to the people of the community for the town manager's position, is also Jim Duggan. There were several reasons why I chose Jim. The one thing that stood out most to me was his enthusiasm. He convinced me that he was looking forward to doing this job, and that he was up to the task, and that he would be a good fit for our town. He has a very strong financial background with a master's degree in administration from Suffolk University. He has more or less handled a $110 million budget for the city of Gloucester. And another thing that I picked up on him was that he's an innovative thinker. His examples of purchasing streetlights to save money showed that he thinks outside of the box, and naming playing fields for municipal playing fields. But I also liked what he said about his idea about having weekly meetings and partnerships with the schools, the school side of government. I think that will go a very long way to improve the relationships with all stakeholders in the community. And I can go on and on about, leadership ability and professionalism and accessibility and all of these things that I believe that this candidate possesses. But most importantly, Jim Duggan convinced me that he wants to be part of this community, and I want to be part of the team that welcomes him to the town of Drake.
And so, basically, the board has concurred that Jim will be the best fit for our town. I did talk to people in Gloucester. I had a chance to speak with several people down there who are very impressed with Jim, and I was equally impressed. I also have to say that I did go to Salem yesterday and visited with Mr. Hickey's staff, and I went to North Reading this morning to visit with the staff for Mr. Valiakonis. I can't say enough positive things about all three of these gentlemen. I think the search committee, I want to commend them for their efforts. I think the search committee gave us an outstanding group of gentlemen to pick from, and I sincerely wish Mr. Hickey and Mr. Valiakonis the best. I had heard nothing but positive things, both from Salem staff and from the North Reading staff this morning and yesterday, and they are equally qualified, fantastic gentlemen, and I do wish them the very, very best in their careers, and I will be looking forward to seeing Mr. Duggan here with us in Drake. So with that, I want to thank the search committee again for an outstanding job in giving us these three outstanding, terrific gentlemen who I know are going to go great places in their career. And again, had nothing but good things to say about all three of the candidates. And so I want to thank them publicly as well for participating in our process and spending the entire day with us last week, and really putting a lot of effort and homework into really our town. Our town was looked at as one of the most favorable places to work, and so that's an commendation to our staff here, certainly to our assistant town manager, our acting town manager, and all of our staff here in town, that you're a welcoming community that people want to join, and that should be something that you're very proud of as the town of Drake, because we really were an attractive place to come, and that's something to be very proud of. So I want to thank all of you for your time. We're going to recess, I think, briefly and right after the roll call, we are going to recess briefly to call the candidates. So if you can bear with us another 5 minutes after roll call, we'll excuse ourselves to do that as a courtesy to the candidates. So again, thank you all for participating in this process. Again, Mr. Duggan, I think it's going to be a great addition, and I want to thank all of the gentlemen who were here as part of the process. Because nothing but good things were said about all three of the gentlemen that were before you as candidates. Mr. Koch, roll call?
Yes, Jim Duggan.
Jim Duggan, yes.
Okay. Tony?
Yes, Mr. Duggan?
Okay.
Yes for Mr. Duggan.
And yes for Mr.